I could be a sense of inspiration to the next generation, leave a legacy, you know, do clinics and teach kids and share the knowledge that I've been able to experience through riding, be relatable to them, to say, hey, like, I started just like you guys, dropping in for the first time. I rode a bike and I thought it was sick to jump over a speed bump or race from one speed bump to the other around the corner, you know? They could potentially be an X Games medalist one day.
As I head into San Diego to meet BMX legend Kevin Peraza, I can't help but appreciate the beauty of this town. A peaceful place that holds significance for Kevin and I. Kevin's an amazing athlete that radiates kindness and positivity, painting pools and ramps like Gaudi or Diego Rivera. Only Kevin's brush is his signature La Familia bike. Like the white walls on that thing.
Dude, I love it, yeah.
So are we getting it before it's like open to the public right now? Or are you just gonna get a little time to be here without the crowd?
Good friends with Gary Young and the whole staff here, and they're kind enough to let us come and film here and have a good time.
Welcome!
Gary Young out here, incredible friend, teammate, and obviously BMX idol, long time, you know. Keeping the generation alive. I think at the end of the day, that's why we all ride, really, is to keep the sport alive. So
yeah,
I think it's special to me, you know, I could come in here. The events that I got to ride here opened a lot of doors for me. Now being able to come here and train for X Games, prepare with my riding, and inspire the next generation, I think it's perfect, bro.
Yeah,
super sick.
that's the cycle.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
I love it, yeah.
So during like the X Games, a lot of this is like the training ground?
Dude, absolutely. This is actually like my favorite spot to come to prior X Games. You're always worried about like going to an X Games injured. You know? So if I can come here and just put hours on the bike and not really focus on pushing myself to get injured, then it's perfect, yeah. How crazy is this shit up here? Sketchy, huh?
I never loved heights. So it's nuts that
we enjoy this.
This is, that's steep. This is a good perspective of the track.
Yeah. So you see the layout.
So you're hitting this with so much speed.
Yeah, so you drop in here, use all your weight and momentum to pump down. No pedaling allowed, bro. Exactly how if you close your eyes and feel the breeze, like that's how it feels like when you're like spinning. But you're smiling. Sometimes I don't know what hurts more, my legs from pumping out so hard or smile. You'd come to Claremont Skate Park as an amateur kid, and you'd get to ride on similar X Games features that your favorite pros got to ride.
Yeah, that's sick.
Or you'd get to run into them here, like. You don't go to a basketball court in your neighborhood and run into LeBron James, but you do here at Claremont, you know, and so that's super dope.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Enough talking.
It makes it look like effortless. No big deal, a little 360. Dude, I can't believe it, bro. I could not even drop down this thing on my butt.
To me, BMX is like, it's full on freestyle. However I'm feeling is how I'm gonna ride. It's like what music I feel like listening to kind of day, you know? And I've allowed my style to throw me in all these different paths in BMX where it's BMX park, street, and dirt. And if I can do it all, then it's just all as fun for me, you know? Variety makes you that much better. Like I always say, if you can do this one trick here, then you should be able to do it everywhere else. Like that just makes you a better rider.
Is there a lot of younger people here, like a young generation?
Yeah, for the most part, it's like mainly young people, you know?
Cool.
And I think it's cool because it reminds me of how I started. I think, you know, like whether it's your first drop-in, you know, or your first backflip, you get to see that here, you know? And a lot of the kids that I really ride with here are younger local kids that are just starting, you know, that have the potential. And so if I could come out here, give them shit, share some of my knowledge, give them my motivation, and teach them on tricks that I really know how to do that I've perfected in my own way, then I think it's just as special, you know. There's nothing better than being able to share your knowledge from traveling and riding and experiences. I think it's useless if you don't, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So if I get to do that for them and inspire them, then potentially they could be in my shoes and, you know, sweeping medals for me as well, which is just as cool, you know. It's cool to see kids win, so that gets me excited just speaking about it, you know. over roasted it. Got it out of the way. Getting too excited.
It's probably good to go back after you fall, just to be like, no, you didn't beat me, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid. You just learn from the error. I got a nice little shinner on the left leg too.
I love it. Since I first met you, man, you were just like so positive. You're like, bring home a gold and just be like the most down-to-earth, coolest dude. And I think that's such a beautiful, beautiful balance that you've kept, man. It's really sick.
Thank you.
So sick. Wild man over here.
Dude, the first one you showed me is really sick.
Yeah, it's got the looser feel, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
And like this might wrap nice on the back of your calf.
I like it. The snake is like something like meaningful as far as like how I ride to how growing up in Arizona is like
Lots of snakes.
lots of snakes, lots of rattlesnakes, and a little reminder of home, you know. I think it's cool. The way I ride is like very wavy.
Yeah.
I never really have like an actual like straight way to ride like a certain setup. I'm always like either kind of like slithering through it, like carving over and around, like even like as I'm riding up a quarter pipe, I'm kind of like swerving over, and so like I don't know, I feel like it's just represents a little bit of me, you know. And I think a lot of the times putting that much devotion into something is just keeps it fun too, where it's like I show up to a course or I show up to the same skate park and it's like I do this all the time, like how can I dissect the same corner in many ways, you know.
Yeah. Are you gonna put color in your tats, or are you gonna stay black?
I'll probably stay black for now and eventually like give it the option too. I thought it'd be sweet, like especially with my daughter, like eventually like, oh, you have all this artwork, like can I color it in? Like,
Yeah.
I just think that would be, I think it would be like a special moment eventually in time, you know,
Yeah.
where she'd be like, let me color that in.
You'd be like, all right, here we go.
I think with my riding being super technical, I thought this like this section that I was choosing to put the tattoo on was also like,
It's kind of a unique spot to put it too, actually. And it was rad that you drew it. Give me a little freedom to tweak it a little bit. And
yeah,
we
for
can
sure,
kill it
for
together.
sure. Yeah, heck yeah, thank you, bro.
Show you this.
I'm like, where are we going? Dude.
Yeah, come on in, man. Yeah, so
Dude, how dope
this
is this?
This has been my little secret studio.
Yeah, this is so dope. That's crazy. The
Yeah,
entrance
it's
to that.
cool. Let's look at the drawings.
Yeah, I'm down. Super traditional. I think it's so sick.
Closer to like good Japanese style.
Yep.
The way the mouth is. You know, I've kind of envisioned something like that, depending on the size, right?
Yeah, I like that. I think that sizing is pretty dialed too.
Yeah, dude, you got some road rash. Who's got the worst out of the fam? Are you?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, you're the winner.
My dad too. But he's got like ACL, reconstructive surgery on both knees and stuff. Yeah, he's got funny jokes about it too, because he got them from like cadavers.
Oh, shit.
And so he'll like randomly kick you. He'll be like, oh, sorry, dude, it's the dead homie.
Well, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's a good shape. How's it bend? Yeah, which actually looks really good.
Battle mode. I think it's dialed.
Yeah.
First tee.
Let's run it.
Yeah, fuck
All right, buddy. Now you got to feel it.
Yeah.
A wonderful feeling. I think the first time we met, you might not have had any tats.
Yeah, my dad had tattoos real young, you know, both legs, both sleeves, hand tattoos, you know, knuckles, all the traditionals, all the stuff that made him happy, you know, growing up. So I was always around it. It was like pretty normal to it. It took me forever to really not only commit to what I wanted, it's always the hardest part. Like, where do I start? How do I start?
You can have analysis paralysis in the beginning because you just overthink it and then never start.
Yep. I think they're chapters of your life too, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I like this way where you just kind of put the different things that have different meanings and different times in your life.
Yeah, for sure. To not only remind myself of all the hard work, but like tell the story, you know? Battle wounds. I call them labor of love.
I always say that, man. You made those somehow. That's a lesson. That's a part in life. Like, don't just disregard them and think they're like something bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Something beautiful about them. I think the scars, just like tattoos, tell a story. And yours tell a lot of stories,
Yeah.
bro.
I never say losing. I call it learning, you know? And every slam is a learning experience.
Yeah.
You want to do your best. You want to give the biggest show. You want to do your biggest tricks. And sometimes we just turn it up too much. You know, you just give it a little bit too much juice. Yesterday I gave it too much juice and fell on something super basic, you know, but it'll get you like that. I think you just got to be ready for it.
Was that a 360 you were doing?
Yeah, it was like
That considered super basic?
super basic. And I had done the 360 like, I've probably been doing it since I was 13, but
Damn.
that happens to all of us.
Yeah, when I'm doing a 360, I'm like,
Yeah, but like that, bro.
do you have a favorite country that you've been?
Culture-wise, riding-wise, I think Japan, bro. Japan is,
Japan.
I think,
sick.
undeniably like the most peaceful country, and I just feel like the kids there are so pure, so talented, so devoted. They're like very, very passionate about it, and they're having fun, you know. And it's just cool to see a community or certain city sections back a sport that isn't so popular, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's special as well, you know. They're creating all these outlets for kids to go and be expressive. Within the last 6 years, I've seen like a bigger community come out of other countries. And I feel like for the longest time, the US was the mecca of action sports. Now other countries, like you go into deep China and there's 12-year-old kids and 8-year-old kids and girls, and I went from seeing like a handful to now seeing 50, 60 girls register at events. It brings a light to the sport, you know. And so I see the sport and I'm like, this is exciting. What's next? Hop on a train with a local with your bike and hit a different section of the city that you've never seen or probably will never see.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I think that's cool, you know.
Yeah, you feel like you're really getting the pure experience of the place.
They could be from a completely different side of the world, but they get it, you know.
Yeah.
Or like growing up with a Mexican background, having that heritage and that culture from day one, you know, I never felt like I needed to push it away. A lot of people come to the States and forget their roots, where they came from. I look back at it now and I see where my grandparents are from, where my parents grew up at, how they moved to the States and so on. When the whole Olympics team came on board, I saw that I could switch countries
Ride for Mexico.
and ride for Mexico, and I was like, I'm in the position right now to take this and be a voice for the kids in Mexico that do ride BMX. This is a great opportunity. I'm proud to be Mexican. I'm proud to live this culture. If I could be a role model to other Mexican kids and potentially open up doors for them in the future, thus creating skate parks in every major city in Mexico through my accolades and through all the work that I've put, then I'm just paving the way for them to just follow, you know. One of my goals is to have a skate park with my name on it and give back to the community and allow me to go there with open arms and just create something cool for the community.
I can totally see you doing that.
I think that's so cool, you know.
I think that's totally in
Keep
your
the
future.
sport alive, plus, you know, design and create skate parks in cities where they're not common, you know. Like, I'd love
That'd be
that, you know.
sick,
It'd be amazing,
yeah.
I think.
Beautiful.
I thought about it, like, what's the goal? What's my goal? Like,
Yeah.
more medals? Like, yeah, obviously, that'd be amazing, but, like, then what, you know? It's easy to say, like, yeah, I came from this, I came from that, but it's like, no, you don't have to tell people the hardship. You just got to show them, like, hey, I went through it as well. My life was completely different from your hardship.
Yeah,
But
everybody.
I made it. Look where I am now. Like, don't give up. Yeah, I think, you know, I get a lot of that from my parents, you know, very humble, very, you know, my dad will take his shirt off of his back if you say it's cool, you know.
I met most of your family for like the briefest moment, and they were probably the people I remembered the most, just for like
thank
being
you.
rad and kind, and it was cool. It was like
Yeah.
no joke.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, mom and dad are super, super supportive, you know, whatever it is in life. Older brother David as well. You know, Victor, Eddie, my younger brothers. Now we all got wives and girlfriends and newborns. It's crazy, bro. Times are changing, but it's just as inspiring, I feel like. Life's just starting for me.
What were you saying?
Ooh. All right, we're good.
What was it like growing up with a whole household of like BMX riders?
Chaotic. You can only imagine how my mom felt, you know. She had 4 boys that all rode bikes, but she also had a husband, so it was just 5 kids total. Yeah, it was awesome, you know. We made the best of what we had. You know, we had a dirt backyard. We put wooden jumps around, and we'd, you know, pickaxe the rocks out and fill in the holes and pack in the ground, water it and sweep it, and just humble beginnings, you know. And we did school shows, we did church shows. That's how we started, really. My dad was into cars, into motorcycles. He had a trailer. He ended up turning that into a mobile box jump. just put it on basketball courts and do shows, and I would practice and I would ride and I'd be super hyped. It's crazy that got me to where I am today. It's such a blessing, to be honest.
How's sponsors like Monster been? Have they been really good to work with?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the very few companies that really supports the person for who they are, personality-wise, like I was never told to be this or be that or change the way I am. They were like, we like who you are, we support you. And I think the most special part about it is they started supporting me before I even won anything big, but I just think they saw the potential. You just feel like a sense of accomplishment just to be not only surrounded by the people you've looked up to, but to also be a teammate and a friend, and to also achieve and to support each other winning. Like I think the best part about it is like we're all at a level where we can all progress the sport in our own way, yet there's that mutual respect of like everyone's doing it in their own way, and like I moved to San Diego for that very reason, was surround myself with greatness and be better, and I pull up to a session and there's supposed to be 3 of us there, and there's 15 of the best BMX riders of all time. And yeah, I'm one of them, but I forget that, and I'm like, holy shit, I got butterflies. Like, this is so sick. And just to feel that is still a sense of, like, a reminder of how much I love this, And so anyone that I cross paths with, man, and like I always try to give just as much, Monster, who does a lot for me, to a bike shop that can do very little, I still try to give it 100%, I think it's just as important, support local businesses and represent as best as you can.
Yeah, pay the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure, and the other ones are going to look after you or your kids, and, you help a bike shop win, they sell more bikes, more kids get into riding, so it goes full circle, like I am where I am today because of the guys that paved the way and progressed the sport. I used to hang these covers on my wall. Now I have my own. Like, it's like.
Do you hang yours on them?
I love it. Yeah, I'm like, you always have to be your biggest fan. Like I'm so proud of everything that I've accomplished. That I as cheesy as it is, like, dude, I put my covers in frames and I hang them on the wall just to remind myself, like, you did it, bro, and you're doing it. And so same with the medals. Like, things are more meaningful now too.
Yeah, especially with a little one in your life.
Yeah. Whether she thinks I'm lame when she's 15, at least I know I tried for her and for my family that I'm creating now for myself. Because think about it, you come from this incredible family and now you start your own, My wife is super supportive. Always reminds me to go and have a good time and show people me through my riding. So it's good to have a rock like that, a good balance in my life for sure.
It's everything, bro.
Yep.
Having a good support system is so key.
So key for sure.
I mean, you're not even close being 29, but do you think about like what's after when I'm riding all the time, like what the next phase in life would be when you're like 45 and it's harder to do 360s?
Yeah, I don't want to race the clock.
Yeah.
My baby's only 3 months old now, but I can't wait to start riding around the skate park with her and not even have to focus on tricks, I think.
Yeah.
Just being able to go on regular bike rides with her is like something I'm looking forward to. I've definitely thought about that more than what I'm going to do after my professional career, for sure.
Yeah.
It's important to have family and a support group around you that guide you, and all ride BMX as well, but I think at the end of the day it's all mental, it's all personal.
Yeah, your dad can drop you off at the park, but you still got to ride.
I still got to ride and do my part, and so, all right, I might take some slams, it's completely worth it, and I'm the only one that can push myself to step outside of my comfort zone, to be afraid again. I think it's good to find that evolution in yourself, to change a little bit,
I always say that self-made's not always just like you're some poor person with nobody. You still have to make those choices, make those decisions, to practice, to learn, to pay attention. Like, you're self-made no matter what. If you rest, you rest.
Yeah.
I saw that sketchbook what you and Pat doodled in a lot. It was Pat's book, though?
Yeah, Pat's book. There's a few pages in there that I took over, and then when he started having a bunch of sessions over at his house, I'd always come over, and we just end up kicking it after, have a few beers, just kick it at the house, and then draw something funny, whatever.
It was cool to see the community come around after, such a tragedy. So many people with so much love for him. That was cool.
Yeah, it's never easy, losing a friend and losing a good friend, and learning from each other and progressing with each other and breaking frames and bikes and destroying wheels, and staying over at his parents' house. He had a little backyard mini ramp, you know, and helping him move into his first house with his wife. I ended up seeing him more than my actual brothers for a few years back to back, where I was like, holy shit, he's like a brother to me, you know. He lived his life, you know, very short, very impactful. He lived the dream, bro. I had to pinch him sometimes, like, look at dude, this is your backyard, bro. You call it the dream yard, but it's an actual dream yard. There isn't one person in the world that wouldn't dream about having a backyard like he did, you know, or a perfect family that he did create, you know, leaving a legacy behind with Reed and Tatum, you know. That's something that we can all definitely look forward to, you know, being the uncles and the friends to support them, and his wife as well, and whatever decisions they may need and help in the future. So yeah, we still got a lot of work to do together as a family. I feel like he's still here every session, every time I ride, and every time I take a slam and feel like a pussy, and he would say like, that's it? You're done riding? And so, you know, try to take every session in like that, you know, for Pat, you know, every session. I mean, a lot of my success comes with a lot of the motivation that he showed me, and the things that I was capable of doing, you know. And it's crazy to say, but he always told me, like, you are you, bro. There's nobody like you. You're the best in the world if you want to be the best in the world. Like, and I'll never forget that, you know. Now every time I go out for an event, like, all right, I'm here. What would Pat do?
Gone but not forgotten.
Yep, exactly.
All right, buddy. I think I can let you go with that. Just don't crash right here for a little bit.
Yep. Sick.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick. What an honor, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure, man. It's so nice tattooing you and hanging with you.
How fucking sick.
Yeah, I love how it grabs the knee.
Dude, it's perfect. It's like what I had imagined, you know?
Dope, man. You'll keep it then? When we set out with pure intentions, life places us in moments beyond our control, then sets us free to face the world. If we're lucky, our families guide us, but it is up to us to stay determined. No one could pedal the bike for Kevin or pick him up after a fall. Hard work, focus, and perseverance sharpen our skills. In the end, it's our daily actions, our learning, and our teaching that define us. We're all self-made.
For Pat, bro.